So good morning once again, everyone. Welcome to Introduction to Logic, Deductive and Inductive Reasoning. We are now at our fifth week, and for this week, our topic is about definition. So we had discussed our last week's lesson supposition. Now we're going to discuss definition, and we will define what is meant by definition, and also we will also differentiate nominal definition from real definition. So let's proceed to our first slide of discussion. So what is definition? So definition is the verbal expression of the meaning of a word or term. Originally, it comes from the word or Latin word definite, which means to enclose within limits, and it has been applied to the limits of the meaning of a word may have. So definitions have their uses, and according to copy, it is to increase one's vocabulary, to eliminate ambiguity, also to clarify meaning, to explain theoretically, and also to influence attitudes.
A definition is a statement of the meaning of a term, a word, phrase, or other set of symbols. Definitions can be classified into two large categories: intentional definitions, which try to give the essence of a term, and extensional definitions, which list every single object that a term describes. A term may have many different senses and multiple meanings, and thus require multiple definitions. In mathematics, a definition is used to give a precise meaning to a new term, instead of describing a pre-existing term. Definitions and axioms are the basis on which all of mathematics is constructed. In modern usage, a definition is something, typically expressed in words, that attaches a meaning to a word or group of words. The word or group of words that is to be defined is called a definiendum, and the word, group of words, or action that defines it is called a definiens. In the definition, an elephant is a large gray animal native to Asia and Africa. The word elephant is the definiendum, and everything after the word is the definiens. There are many subtypes of definitions, often specific to a given field of knowledge or study. These include, among many others, lexical definitions, or the common dictionary definitions of words already in a language; demonstrative definitions, which define something by pointing to an example of it. This, said while pointing to a large gray animal, is an Asian elephant. And precising definitions, which reduce the vagueness of a word, typically in some special sense. Large, among female Asian elephants, is any individual weighing over 5,500 pounds.
So from the video that I have shown you or shared to you, we could see that definition is the expression of the meaning of word or a term, or it expresses the meaning of a word and a term. And also there were some added informations that there are two types of, there are a definidium and a definiens. So a definidium is what we are defining, and the definition of the definidium is called definiens. So again, definitions have their uses according to copy. He listed 5 again. So let's discuss it again. We have to increase one's vocabulary, to eliminate ambiguity, to clarify meaning, to explain theoretically, and also to influence study. So for definition, we have kinds of definition. This is the nominal definition and real definition. For nominal definition, it is which gives the simple meaning of a term without going into the nature of this thing, and this may be done in different ways. So we have definitions by simple identification, also by illustration, so also example, and by synonym, and derivation of etymology, and by description. So for simple identification, it's just the simple meaning of the word, and for illustration, basically the illustration of a particular subject or object. And for example, we are just using an example. And for synonym, of course, we all know that the synonym is the same definition of a particular word. So we have here examples. Capricious means fickle, inconstant means changeable, and poltergeist means friendly or unfriendly ghost. So that is synonyms. So for derivation of etymology, let's have some example. We have briskest, and the word briskest is derived from the Dutch brak, which means salty. So again, for the derivation of etymology, we had the Latin word of definition, or definition originally come from the Latin word definite, which means to enclose within limits. So that is a derivation or etymology. So also, let's have an example. Succulent, where it is derived from the word sucus, which means juicy. Care should be taken, for often the present meaning of a word is very different from its derived meaning. So example, we have the word feather. It comes from Middle English feather, which is akin to Old High German. So there is a different derived meaning already, and a different meaning of word. So federa is wing, and Latin petera. So it's not for feather is very different from petera, but petera means to go and seek, and Greek word petesai is to fly, or petron wing. So there are different derives meaning already. So to us now, it means part of plumage of a bird, that means feather, and it may also mean a mark of distinction, as in a feather in your cap. So for description, it uses to describe where what is description of the subject or an object. So let's have an example. A flashlight is a handy object giving off battery powered light. So we are giving a description of this particular object, the flashlight. Um, Also, flashlight cannot be also handy, but we are defining or describing this particular flashlight that comes handy, and it gives off battery powered light. So these are the this is the first kind of definition, which is the nominal definition. So let's proceed to the second kind of definition, the real definition. And real definition is that which gives the nature of a thing. It is usually made up of two parts. So what makes it similar to others? It is called definition by, and also what makes it different from them, called definition by specific difference. So let's have an example. A square is a rectangle with four equal sides. The genus square is a rectangle. And its specific difference from other rectangles is its four equal sides. So not all things can be given a real definition. So for instance, individuals, they can only be identified. So I cannot define this particular person, Norman. I can only define him as my 10-year-old nephew and godchild. Also, transcendental ideas like being, extent, equity, object. This can only be described. And also ultimate metaphysical categories like substance or property. So these things cannot be given a real definition. and also sense data because they can only be known by direct experience. So, for example, a Filipino who has not seen snow does not really know snow what it is. Colors have to be seen to be really known. But yeah, as a Filipino, we all know that snow is made from ice, but um, we haven't had the experience yet to have an interaction with the snow or to direct experience the weather or the particular snow. So we have here for a real definition, and these definitions by substitute for genus and specific difference usually called an essential definition. So for unessential definitions, we have description and cause. So for description it is what gives the genus and a description in lieu of the specific difference. This may be description of properties. So for example, comedy means a drama of light and amusing character and typically with a happy ending. The genus is drama and the properties are of light and amusing character and typically with a happy ending. And another description that we have is description of logical accidents. And this description of logical accidents, which can be of characteristic properties such as water being 2 parts hydrogen and 1 part oxygen. And it can be of uncharacteristic properties such as Pegasus is a legendary horse with wings. And it can also be of properties either singly or collectively found only in one object defined, such as a comet is a bright heavenly body that often, in its orbit around the sun, develops a long tail pointing away from the sun. So notice the statement uh, that I have said a comet is a bright heavenly body that often, in its orbit around the sun, develops a long tail pointing away from the sun. So we're talking about the properties of the comet and how we define the comet. So that is the description of logical accidents. So now we are going to go to another unessential definition, which is the cause. And cause is the definition that states the cause instead of the specific difference. So its kinds are the final cause, efficient cause, material and format cause, and genetic cause. For this one, let's describe first final cause. So for final cause, this is used for statement of aims and for man-made articles especially. So basically, these are man-made objects or articles. So let's have an example. A thermometer is an instrument to measure body temperature. So the cause of the temperature is to measure body temperature. So that is the final cause, and it is a man-made object. So another cause that we have is the efficient cause. So this is the kind in which the description of activities point to the cause of this activity. So basically there is a cause and effect of the particular activity. So example, leukemia is a disease caused by an abnormal increase in the number of leukocytes in the tissues and soften in the blood. So basically in the example, what causes leukemia? So it is caused by an abnormal increase in number of leukocytes in the tissues and also soften in the blood. So basically, there is a description of activities pointing to the cause of the activity that happened as well. So if you have a leukemia, it is a disease, and the cause of this disease is an abnormal increase in the number of leukocytes in the tissue and in the blood. So that is efficient cause. So for material and format cause, material cause refers to the stuff out of which something else is created, while formal cause is that which makes a thing what it is. So let's have an example. Ice is the material cause of the ice sculpture of a swan on Manila Hilton table. So for this one, ice is the material cause for the ice sculpture of a swan on Manila Hotel Hilton table, while the formal cause is the figure of the swan. So the figure of the swan makes the formal cause because it makes a thing of what it is. So the ice became a swan. But what is made up of that swan? It is made up of ice. Therefore, the ice is the material cause, and the formal cause, or what makes it the swan, is the ice. So that is our formal cause, the swan. So we have another example, or I mean another kind of cause, which is genetic cause. So genetic cause is that which gives the procedure or operation out of which a thing results. So example, the how to. So paano, courses, to bake a cake, to drive, to paint, etc. So basically for genetic cause, it's just a procedure or operation or instructions. So basically it is example, paano manligaw, something like that, or how to make a talog na coffee, how to make a bake sushi, how to learn to drive in 3 days, or something like that. So it's a procedure operation, and that is a of which out of which a thing results, and that is a genetic cause. So again, for description, we have description of properties and description of logical accidents. And for cause, we have four kinds of causes. We have the final cause, efficient cause, material and format cause, and genetic cause. Now I will give you or share to you a short video regarding about our topic.
Noun. A sketch or account of anything in words, a portraiture or representation in language, an enumeration of the essential qualities of a thing or species. Description. Noun. The act of describing, a delineation by marks or signs. Description. Noun. A set of characteristics by which someone or something can be recognized. The zoo had no lions, tigers, or cats of any description. Reference.
Hello, welcome to Super Video Dictionary. You are watching an informative video to learn more about an English word cause. C-A-U-S-E. Cause. Definitions of cause. Noun. A person or thing that gives rise to an action, phenomenon, or condition. A principle, aim, or movement that, because of a deep commitment, one is prepared to defend or advocate. A matter to be resolved in a court of law. Verb. Make something, typically something bad, happen. Synonyms of cause. Noun. Source, root, origin, beginnings, starting point, mainspring, base, basis, foundation, fountainhead, originator, author, creator, producer, agent. Reason, grounds, justification, call, need, necessity, occasion, excuse, pretext. Principle, ideal, belief, conviction, object, end, aim, objective, purpose, mission, charity. Case, suit, lawsuit, action, dispute. Reason, grounds. effort, campaign, drive, movement, crusade. Suit, lawsuit, case, cause. Synonyms of cause. Verb. Bring about, give rise to, lead to, result in, create, produce, generate, engender, stir, bring on, precipitate, prompt, provoke, trigger, make happen, induce, inspire, promote, foster, beget, enkindle. Do, make. Stimulate, get, make, induce, have. Origin of cause. Middle English, from Anglo-French, from Latin causa. First known use, 13th century. Example sentences of cause. A drink is a major cause of accidents. The cause of the accident is not clear. Class size is a cause for complaint in some schools. We have no idea what has happened to cause people to stay away. He dedicated his life to the cause of freedom. The most common cause of illness. How can a team of foreigners be so committed to the cause? The cause of the accident is not clear. What is happening in our universities gives deep cause for concern. The government had good cause to avoid war. Instead, it pointed to soil erosion as being the cause of sea level rise. The cause of his death isn't known. Related terms of cause. Root cause, cause and effect, the cause, cause trouble, cause of death, good cause, just cause, show cause, lost cause, in the cause of. Thank you for watching this video. Super Video Dictionary offers world's leading, definitive online resource for everything word related. We provide reliable access to millions of definitions, synonyms, audio pronunciations, example sentences, translations and spelling help through our informative videos.
So I have shown you just a simple explanation or a simple information, some short added information regarding about our topic for this week. So again, for this week, we had defined what is definition, and also we had differentiate nominal definition from real definition, and also we had discussed the unessential definitions. And for this unessential definitions, we have description and cause, and they are basically the opposite, because for description, there is a specific difference. Meanwhile, in cause, it defines the state of the cause, not the specific difference. So if you have any questions for this lesson, you may directly ask me at Facebook Messenger, or you may also directly ask me at school, or also you may ask uh, in the GC that we have, or in Google Class as well. So for our week's references, for week's topic references, Introduction to Logic, Institutional Logic, and Faisiac College, and also suggested readings from Cruz C, Introduction to Logic. So for your requirement for this week, we have two activities. Activity 1, synonym, and activity 2, classification. So for activity 2, classify as to kind of real definitions. The following are and reason for your classification. So for this one, I will just require you to answer activity 1 as for your requirement. So total of 10 items. So give a synonym for each term below. We have amulet, naive, canard, scintillating, maze, cacophony, corpus, lyricism, swashbuckling, and infamous. So total of 10 items. So just give a synonym for each term below. So I will just require it just to submit activity 1, no need to answer activity 2. So again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. You may personally reach me to Facebook Messenger, or directly you may ask me at school and also in the GC that we have. So again, for this week, we had defined what is meant by definition, differentiate nominal definition from real definition, and also discuss unessential definitions. So once again, I would like to say thank you to everyone. And finally, we are at our 5th week and we are ready for our prelims. So we have here, I would like to share you a Bible verse. So from the book of Mark chapter 9 verse 23 said, Jesus, everything is possible for one who believes. So nothing is impossible. Just believe and just continue to pray and just continue to have faith. So thank you once again, everyone, and God bless everyone.